Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. You know, we try to bring you updates on things that are happening in the parish and around the parish, and always glad to bring back to the program Clay Nakhan. Clay, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And of course, Clay's the Trevor Parish Director of Solid Waste and Vegetation. And you know, a lot of people have a lot of opinions about what's going on. Tell us a little bit of an update from your standpoint about kind of where we are as we're in this process of recovery, Clay.
Well, the debris contractors, we had gave them off the week of Thanksgiving. They was
Good.
caught up. They was running around town looking for debris to pick up. We only pick up on parish right-of-ways. The state's responsible for all the state roads. So we gave people time to put stuff out. They came back Monday, and they started picking up again. And we have about 25 of the large black trucks that people I can identify with that's going around and picking up on parish right-of-ways debris. We have been getting calls that the state has stopped their program, but the state also, right before I came in, I checked with the state. They still have their program going strong. I've seen the trucks out running. They also gave their contractors a few days off. You gotta remember, these contractors come from all over the United States. This is what they do. They chase storms and pick up debris. It could be fire, it could be hurricane, it could be whatever. So they got off to go spend some time with their family and came back recharged and out there in the public picking up debris.
Well, and that's a really good thing. You know, we one of the things that we needed was a little bit of a break. You know, it was good that, you know, the holiday came around and the weather was nice and we were able to kind of spend some time. Those guys needed to be, guys and girls, needed to be able to do that and
Yes.
kind of recharge. They've been working really hard since the storm.
Yeah, and they work from 7 days a week from sunup to sundown. They have no place to go. I mean, far as houses, they live out of campers here in town, different places. So they work in 7 days a week cleaning up for us. So it's getting taken care of.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, you know, it's interesting. I think that people don't always understand when they see those trucks, and they try to kind of get off of right-of-ways as much as they can, but the people that are with them can't direct traffic, right?
Correct.
And that's one thing that I think people get confused by. They're waiting for somebody to direct the traffic, but only someone who is an officer of the law can direct traffic, right?
Well, that, and they have to be certified. To one of the companies do it. A lot of times they see the car behind them that the people are just sitting there. Well, that's how the people that are monitors, that's making sure that it's two separate companies. One's the monitoring company and one's the debris pickup company. And these two companies make the monitoring company make sure that they are doing the correct thing so we can get reimbursed by FEMA.
Right, and there's a lot of guidelines. Things are, you know, there's, and I hate to let people know that, but it's just true. This is just the way it goes when we have to do these contracts with people coming in from so many different states. Do we know how many different states we have trucks coming in from? It's
No,
a bunch.
it's
a bunch.
I don't know how many, but it's all over. Yes.
Yeah, and then we can see it, and you can see some of
Yeah.
the license plates on them from where they come from. You know, for us, it's a little bit of a game trying to figure out, you know, who's in town, who are the people that are in town. But again, it's two different contracts. The debris pickup is one, and the people who are monitoring the trucks are another.
Correct. And there's the state has their own contractor and they have their own monitoring company contractors. And the parish, we have our own contractors and monitoring company. So there's two separate entities doing the work. The state has theirs and the parish has ours. And it's to keep from duplicating. We can't go on the state roads because FEMA want to make sure that that FEMA wants to pay us, but they want to make sure they're paying us for the correct stuff that's being picked up.
And quite frankly, it's important for people to realize that. And so we've got a lot of state roads too, running through the parish, right?
Yeah, and that's where the you go through the parish, and most of the time people are riding on state roads, and they seeing that out there. It's a lot of state roads. They're not all picked up as, but if you look down the parish roads, we've been clearing it. But you know, it's two different things going on. A lot more. You know, I think the state's doing 7 parishes that was affected, something like that. So their debris is spread out a lot more than ours. I know in Terrebonne Parish, we've picked up a little over 2.3 million cubic yards of debris on the parish right-of-ways. And the state had reported to us today that they picked up a little less than 600,000 cubic yards on the state roads. So they're a little, slower, but they have to deal with a lot more traffic. They have to deal with
A lot more right-of-ways.
yes,
Well, we're talking almost 3 million cubic yards of debris.
correct.
I don't know that people understand what that is.
It would take my regular trucks that pick up debris in Terrebonne Parish over 3 years, working 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, to pick up the amount of debris we picked up in 12 weeks.
The 2.2 million,
Yes,
3 years,
yes,
7 days a week, 10 hours a day.
yes.
For your normal trucks. And one of the things, and we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of these are double trucks and some of those are single trucks. And there's a reason, because some of these trucks can't get into all of our different neighborhoods and turn around.
Correct.
And so people kind of need to be understanding. Sometimes most of the trucks are the doubles because we want to make sure we can pick up as much debris as possible. But in some of the areas, some of these smaller areas or some of the smaller turnarounds that we have, or some of those trucks in needing to be able to turn around, they can't always do that. But people are wondering if y'all are done or if these big trucks are going to be leaving. Is there a deadline with the trucks?
No, we will make, when we feel, spoken with the parish president, Dove, and we will sit down and discuss it when we feel that the parish trucks can handle the debris that's coming out in Terrebonne Parish. There's no deadline. We have not called the final pass yet. When we feel that we're getting close to it, we will make an announcement of a final pass, and when we do that, we'll pass the whole parish one more time for all the debris, and then we feel that then we'll be able to pick up with our trucks.
And I'm sure y'all be able to coordinate that with state troopers as well, for the state, about what they're doing on those state highways and what the state is doing as well.
They have indicated that they think they're going to be here until mid to late February picking up. So that is generally where we at, same time frame. So
Okay.
We got some time, but we asking people, please put it out sooner than later because we want to get your stuff picked up.
Right, and get it out. Now, one of the things that may make a difference for some of that debris is this program y'all have been working on that we're waiting for final approval on, but y'all actually have this, it's an outreach for FEMA-funded private property demolition program. And that's about people who may need their homes or their businesses or buildings demolished if they can't rebuild them.
Well, right now, it's only for residential.
Okay.
And if they can't afford it to demolish it, they don't have insurance or the means to demolish it. And it's also for debris that may be a tree that fallen on their property and all. We have the 1-800 number set up and a website set up that they'll be able to go to, fill out the application, and then there's a process. We have to make sure that there is no other source of to pay for it. FEMA will only pay for it if there's absolutely no other funding, if there's no insurance or whatever it may be. And then we got to make sure that the person's requesting it is the person that's responsible for it. Because we can't get a neighbor that might be upset with the other neighbor and say, I want that house gone, and we take their word for it. So there's a lot of, each one's a case file. We're going to, they have to go through it, making sure all the stuff is right. And then once it's done, then we'll apply to FEMA to get approval to tear down. And
so right now we're assessing the need for the possible Hurricane Ida feeder funded private property program. And it's a demolition program, but that telephone number is 1-888-727-0228. You can call between 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
Yes.
And put in an application, and they will review it. And like you said, it's a case-by-case basis.
Correct.
And so not everybody's just going to automatically qualify. You've got to be able to find out and get more information about that on that case-by-case basis. There's also a website. You can go to arcg.is/GR capital WDQO for more information, right?
Correct.
Okay. And again, we'll give that information out a little bit later. We'll update people as we come about. But are y'all anticipating that we're going to have a number of people that are going to require this?
Yeah, especially in the Baja regions, we see a lot of houses that hasn't been demolished, any demo on it at all. A lot of property. we want to get the people to get into this. We don't want to sit here and wait till we have to come in after FEMA's gone and start doing the demos and stuff like that on the parish side. We want to try to get it done now and get the properties clean. That way, if we can go out there and clean the properties and get that out under this program, the people can have their property to do what they need to do with it after.
And so that's a really important point, because we want people to be able to say, this is what I need. And quite frankly, it's a great program because it says, I don't have any other option. Here we are 3 months after the storm, and if they have a tree that's come through their home and they don't have the insurance, or the insurance has been delayed, or there's been some financial delay, this is an option for FEMA to partner with you, with the parish, to be able to go out and do a demolition and be able to take care of that, remove that tree, and be able to take it away while we still got all these big trucks in the area.
Correct.
Be able to handle that and take care of that. It's a great way to be able to do that and be able to get that and do the demolition for people if it's a last resort.
Yes, and we want to make sure that the people of Terrebonne Parish, could come out of this storm, least out of their pocket as possible. And if
I can appreciate that.
yeah.
I'm one of those people that appreciates that very much. And look, quite frankly, the insurance companies are so backed up. They've got such a volume of cases they're dealing with. And even if you have insurance, and for those that don't, this is another good option. So again, that telephone number is 1-888-727-0228. The name of the program is Hurricane Ida Private Property Demolition Hotline. So you can go to them and get that information about that, or you can go to that website that we gave out earlier. We've got about 30 seconds left. Anything you want to add, Clay?
Well, just get your stuff out to the road. Call us. We have all our phone lines back up at the landfill.
Right.
Our website up. Get it. Let us know about it. Don't take for granted that we know your stuff out there are waiting for the big trucks, so to say,
Right.
to come.
Give a
Let
call.
us know about it. That way we can make sure that it's on a list.
What's that number, real quick?
873-6739.
6739, 985-873-6739. Clay, we appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.
All right, and that'll do it for this edition of Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming when we continue.